The Nigerian Army constitutional responsibility of support to civil authority has been enhanced nationwide by the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede's command philosophy. The 6th Division Nigerian Army, working in partnership with other security agencies and critical stakeholders, have been able to help in the protection of national assets in the South-South region of Nigeria. The division achieved this with the implementation of the COAS Soldier First mantra, which has been implemented strongly in the division and in units. Continuing with the Security Watch Africa's nationwide assessment of the impact of the Chief of Army Staff Command philosophy, the team visited the headquarters 6th Division, Port Harcourt, Rivers State, and also the brigade and battalion under the division. The General Officer Commanding GOC, 6th Division Nigerian Army and Land Component Commander, Operation Delta Safe, Major General Emmanuel Emeka, received the team in his office and spoke on the security situation in his area of responsibility.
Security situation in the deep area of responsibility for now, I can say, is calm, although it's a bit fluid, but definitely under control.
The GOC also spoke on the implementation and impact of the Chief of Army Staff Command philosophy and Soldier First mantra.
The Soldiers First mantra is very dear to the Chief. You see, everything he's doing, this period is centered around it. The Nigerian Midday celebration this year, the team was centered around the Soldiers First. And for the DIF, we are doing our best in terms of the welfare of the troops. And then the whole idea about the Soldiers First mantra has to do with welfare, preparing the soldiers adequately to perform their job optimally. So even kitting them is an aspect. And for the welfare aspect of it, we look at something like accommodation. It's a major challenge here. This barracks, for instance, was a brigade before it was upgraded to a division. So you can see the number of increase in manpower in residents rather. And then the brigade too that was here, that was moved to Akwa Ibom, 2 brigades in Uyo. Their families are still here. So accommodation is a major challenge. And we are doing that. The DIV is undertaking some buildings. Even my subordinate commanders, the Garrison commander, is doing that too, and across the other brigades too. And when the Chief of Army Staff himself visited here to commission some projects, he graciously approved additional buildings for us. So like in Uyo they have started, and here there are others that are ongoing. Then areas of even the education of the children of the soldiers, that is another aspect. So if you see there's a lot of transformation in the army schools. When he came in Elele, he gave approval for the renovation of the secondary school that is there. And here too, we have done that inside the DIF here. In collaboration with the Nigerian Army Officers Welfare Association, we have established a secondary school in addition to the command secondary school that is here. And also we do a lot of skill acquisition program for soldiers' family, their wives and their children, just to support them to ensure that their morale is high and taken from that. Then in terms of technology too, because like I said, the Soldiers First mantra goes beyond just the welfare we are seeing. Even the training, we are doing that to make them to be ready to perform their job optimally. For training, for instance, when I came as GOC, I noticed that we're having a challenge. We had, I think, 2 boats mishap, and in the process we lost some personnel. Even though it was not directly in the Army, the one was the Navy, but it's all in my AOR. So what I've tried to do now, I ensure that, because swimming is a life skill, that every soldier of the division should be able to swim. So we have started the swimming lessons for all our soldiers. And then at the DIF training school too, we also ensure that every course that we run in the DIF training school, we incorporate swimming into it. So that I'm looking at, my target is that by the end of the year, every soldier in the division should be able to swim. And then in terms of technology too, we are training them on the use of drones and all that too. So these are all the things that will equip them to make them. Then in terms of even kitting, the Chief of Army Staff approved personal protective equipment for the troops, which we have shared. It's in phases. We've received the first phase we shared. And then we, at the deep level too, we procure some, which we have given to them. So these are generally all the things that we are doing to ensure that the welfare of the troops, the training of the troops, to prepare them to be able to function effectively, because ultimately that is what we are looking at. When you put the soldiers first, you do everything that you're supposed to do for them to put them in the right frame of mind to perform their job.
Still in Rivers State, the team were at the headquarters 6th Division Garrison Command, where the Garrison Commander, Brigadier General Abubakar Bello, spoke on the security situation in Rivers State.
The security situation has been relatively calm, but it's unpredictable. Yes, because we have some minor issues of cultism, minor issues here and there, theft and kidnappings. Just last week, we had to rescue some kidnapped victims somewhere around Ahoda. But generally in the whole, I think the situation is calm. And honestly, this is unrelated with our strategies and the COAS directives and initiative on us to achieve the overall national strategic objectives. And that is why we are where we are today. The soldiers' morale has been very high, very high. We take soldiers' welfare very seriously, because we understand right from our training in the Nigerian Defense Academy, we're taught man management, and one of the things we're taught then was how to take care of your personnel's welfare. And the COAS, being a teacher himself and being a field commander, he understands the importance of this welfare, soldiers' welfare. And I believe that's what guided his principle, his mantra on his command philosophy. And the soldiers, as I said, are their morale is very high, especially in terms of what we do. Even though I don't want to exhaust, possibly we are going to ask certain questions, but let me limit it to that their morale is very high. When we talk of welfare, generally, some people look at welfare or they limit welfare to N and K. But in the military, we look at welfare as a whole in its entirety. You mentioned welfare passes, feeding, RCA. Let me start with the ration cash allowance, the RCA, which was increased to 3,000 naira. Here in 6th Div Garrison and in 6th Div, we implement that in entirety, 100%. 100%. 3,000 naira is 3,000 naira. And I bet you can cross-check from the soldiers, even those that are not on RCA, we feed them. Even those that are not on RCA, we feed them. Our soldiers and officers here, we go to the extent of feeding them lunch, giving them lunch here, including the civilian staff we employ. We feed them. We have some civilian drivers, we feed them from our own little resources. So that's to tell you the extent to which we have gone to make sure we implement these COAS directives. Then the issue of leave and passes, we don't take that with levity. We don't treat it with levity because we understand the effect of not allowing troops to go and rest. Sometimes officers, soldiers apply for pass. When you don't grant them these passes, they might decide to go on a wall. They might decide to do certain things that will be detrimental to the command. So we take it very seriously and we implement it. training is also part of welfare. Training. And as I said, the commander, the COAS himself is a trainer. Luckily enough, I've been in training institutions. I was in NDA twice as an instructor, as chief instructor Army. I'm just coming from Nigerian Army School of Infantry as the deputy commandant, and I was in charge of training. And I know the value, the importance of training. Because when you train, and you train hard, you train well, your operation, you bleed less in the theater. So we understand that very, very well. And I came here with that mindset. As I speak to you, I have a plan on ground to continue to train the soldiers I have under my command. Whether they are deployed or not, we'll continue to do what we term like in-theater training. Because especially when it comes to weapon handling, some skills, communication, even computer. So there's a lot we have on the table to make sure we key into the COAS command philosophy and his command mantra for the success of the Nigerian Army and for his leadership success as well.
The team continued its assessment visit to Akwa Ibom State, and we met with the Commander 2 Brigade, Brigadier General Inabueze Okolago. The implementation of General Oluyede's command philosophy and soldier first mantra can be vividly seen as attested by the commander and 2 soldiers of the brigade.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Oluyede, Nigerian Army Medal, in his command philosophy, has prioritized the soldiers first mantra, and to a great extent it has aided our operations in the sense that it has helped us to review our training, review our force protection posture, review our welfare packages, and also incorporate care for the family, which without the family, the soldier cannot be able to operate effectively. So maybe I will take them one by one, maybe starting with the family. So high priority and care is given to family concerns to ensure that the families of the soldiers are as comfortable as they can be, so that the soldier can concentrate in the conduct of their duties. In this area, a lot of initiatives such as health care provision, accommodation provision, state-of-the-art accommodation, and renovation of barrack accommodation, and provision of essential services within the barracks, such as shopping areas where they don't need to go too far to get what they want, provide infrastructures like water and roads and transport within the barracks, to which is for those large barracks to an extent. Then schools too. There's placed great efforts, emphasis on schools to ensure that the children are given quality education too, so that they don't need to go far and start engaging in schools outside, which tends to be more expensive for the soldiers. So we have brought quality educations into the barracks for their kids, so that they can compete with any other students from any other school outside the barracks. Then on the issue of force protection, we have prioritized the provision of essential equipment, combat equipment, protective gears, and so on, to give the soldiers personal protection from small arms fire, and also the provision of vehicles, armored vehicles and other vehicles, which also enhances the force protection. And to that, complementing it is training, purposeful training based on the threats within the area of our operation. And we'll continue to review our tactical techniques and procedures to ensure that we keep we are ahead of the threats based on analysis and assessment of their mode of operations and the antecedents as the case may be.
The security and the mandate of the COAS has been effectively discharged in accordance with his vision. And I am happy to stand to also talk about the welfare, which has fully been implemented. The RCA in every location, and the soldiers are really happy concerning that, which we want to extend our gratitude to the COAS, appreciating for such kind initiative, and pray that his command will be effectively to the glory of God.
About passes and leave, they are also implementing it. Soldiers are going on pass and leave and in badges. So for that, brigade headquarters, 2 brigade headquarters are trying about soldier welfare. We appreciate Lieutenant COAS seriously for his own visions.
The visit to 16 Brigade was an eye-opener as the team was received by the commander, Brigadier General Oluremi Ogbolo, and his principal officers in Yenegua, Bayelsa State. In an interview with Security Watch Africa, the commander thanked the Chief of Army Staff for his sound leadership and acknowledged that the implementation of the Chief of Army Staff command philosophy has helped the brigade in providing security for Bayelsa State and protecting critical oil and gas in the state.
We prioritize the administration of our men, the command, so that they are well motivated to be able to carry out their task as encapsulated in the COAS command philosophy. So within our area of operation in Bayelsa State, for a long time now, you've not heard about any pipeline explosion. Have you heard about that? So those are some of the manifestations of this thing. Or any serious damage to any critical national infrastructure here. I'm sure from the beginning of this year, I've not heard of any. And that means we've taken our operations to another level. And of course, the evidence is there. Increase in productions, hydrocarbon production in the country, increased yield. The country has been able to meet OPEC quota in terms of crude oil sales, international market, and I think more funds to the country. So those are real-time evidence of our operations here. All that will just tell the Chief of Army Staff, the Principal Staff Officers, the General Officer of Command is that we're going to be loyal, going to be law-abiding, we're going to do our best to make sure that the COAS mission is achieved, the justice mission is achieved, and the Army meets its constitutional responsibility to the nation.
The visit coincided with the presence of an injured soldier who narrated his experience and thanked the Chief of Army Staff and Army leadership for not abandoning him.
In 2013, go to Maiduguri, and I stayed 3 years in Maiduguri. In the year 2017, thereby I enter IED blast as at Maiduguri Kondiga.
So that got affected your eyes?
Yes, affected my 2 eyes. From that time, from 7 div, that is Maiduguri, the Army now carried me to 44.
Yeah,
Kaduna, yes. From there, they carried me to Telish Eye Center. So that's where I get my injury at Maiduguri, and which I could not able to use my 2 eyes to do any work. They are not abandoning me because they gave me a house.
The team were led by the Commander 16 Brigade to visit an oil flow station and an abandoned oil well. Along the way, some soldiers spoke on the implementation of the Soldier First mantra in their locations.
They are very, very motivated, sir, because everything has been paid to us. Our RCA, our feeding, and our pass is given to us anytime we demand the pass. So everything is okay for us. I wish my men, keep himself a good, happy staying in the office, and we are happy with him. We are motivated with his command.
The morale of the soldier welfare, everything is intact, it's normal. Soldiers are happiest with the Chief of Army Staff, our GOCs, our brigade commander, garrison commander, and the rest officers in this area, they are doing the best for the soldier. They are getting their welfare, everything is intact.
The team saw firsthand the impact of crude oil theft as the brigade operation officer explained the operations by the brigade in the location.
Here, this all Adibawa Agib wellhead. As you look at it, it's a very functional wellhead. But with the atrocities of these illegal bunkers, it has become a popular bunkering site. If you look at it, see all how the infrastructure were. So we have to put a lot of effort, patrol day and night, in order to mitigate this issue of this bunkering. So, but with recently now, you can see from that Adiba Plus station to this place, it took us less than 15 minutes. Unlike before, it took us at least 3 to 4 hours before we reach here. But now, with the help of the Oandu, after plenty letters have been correspondence have been sent to them from Brigade Commander and GOC that let them come and take over this their wellhead. So they have started making progress. You can see now within 15 minutes we are here. So the road is well tied up. And if you look at it now, the wellhead too was also shut down. Before if you come here, see the spillage of the well. It's automatically on. Spill everywhere, bunkering activity everywhere. I think the least arrest we did there is 6 bunkers in a day. Anytime we come, we make arrest, detain them, harry them, open national security advisor, prosecute them, prison, jail. But the same thing if you come back the following day, either day or night, you still meet them again.
At 5 Battalion Barracks in Elele River State, the impact of General Oluyede's leadership can be seen with various ongoing projects geared towards making Nigerian Army soldiers and their families comfortable. It is evident that Lieutenant General Olufemi Oluyede cares about the welfare of his soldiers and officers, as shown in his policies that prioritize their well-being, readiness, and professional growth. Elizabeth Thanko, reporting for Security Watch Africa.